As always, thanks for hopping on with us.
Any other questions? We're going to have a real estate and Hawaii conversation, bring you guys along and check out a cafe. Let's do it.
We're in Wahiawa. Wahiawa, I feel like per capita get more like hot rods.
Uncles, yeah?
More uncles with hot rods. Yeah, there's surprisingly like a handful of like little like this kind of stuff in Wahiawa now.
Start us off light. Give us a little soft toss.
Ease into it.
Wahiawa, why is it so hard to pronounce?
Why
That's
is
a good question.
Wahiawa?
Like that's one of the ones people just struggle with so hard.
The I and the A.
Yeah.
It's so easy to want to just go Wahiawa. And you can. Plenty local. I bet your aunties and stuff go Wahiawa.
Probably.
Like
my dad
auntie-
says Wahine, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Wahine, my auntie them say Kani Ohi, even though they're like super local Hawaiian. It's hard to pronounce right. It's different.
It's just one of those
Where can I buy furniture and not break the bank?
easy. Facebook Marketplace. Hawaii is a PCSing state, so we get a lot of people who are downsizing from like a 3,000 square foot home and they're getting all of their goods shipped here. And then when they realize it can't fit in the house that they're in now, a ton of stuff gets sold and it's really good stuff. Sometimes it's brand new stuff that they bought to ship over and they're like, oh, I don't have room for all of this stuff.
You guys know why I cannot do Facebook Marketplace?
Why?
Roaches.
Oh, roaches?
Roaches, yeah. You don't know I've got some eggs in there.
A table like this, you would be like, no,
No,
cannot,
this
that's gonna have
table,
roaches.
but like a couch or something? No, I'm not doing a couch on Facebook Marketplace. I might do like a table or, you know, something I can inspect.
Ashley Redknot.
Homeworld. That's a place that is moderate, you know, moderately affordable. If you're moving to Hawaii, bring important, unique things with you. Now, understand, you're probably going from 3,000 to 2,000 square foot to Mahe's point. But if there's like a table, a chair, something you otherwise can't get, you know, this ain't St. Louis. You can drive 100 miles to a different furniture store. Everybody got the same stuff in their house. You know?
What home upgrades have the best ROI?
So now we're talking to our sellers who can go to coreteamhawaii.com to the very bottom and fill out the contact form. I think we saw it yesterday in the listing that we reviewed.
Yeah, let's go from like lightest lift up.
Light fixtures and or cleaning.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
light fixtures and or ceiling fans, change all light fixtures. And I'm not saying change to some expensive thing, just like a $60 flat LED,
Yeah.
brighter and creates more space in the room from having something hang down.
Yeah, like the difference between like an old halogen yellow light and just having like a cheapy $50 bright white lighting fixture,
Yeah.
like changes everything.
Or like remove a ceiling fan. So some people, their sellers are like, sure, you want us to get rid of the ceiling fan? It's like, yeah, because we're gonna blast the AC anyways when we do open house and stuff. And we're gonna brighten up the room, make it look bigger, and take away these wooden fan blades. Painting, we painted a vanity that's already pre-existing. Reglazing tubs. Our client, who is very specific, she's the type of person zeroes out her email every day. She's also very meticulous. She's like, I'm really impressed with this bathtub reglazing. I'm like, yeah, it does a lot. Yeah, she's best $700 ever spent.
Girls' Day in Hawaii, is it a holiday?
It's not a holiday as in we get school off, but it is very celebrated. You got boys, so you don't know,
Oh
but
no, is the origin from, is it like an Asian holiday?
it's Japanese.
It is, yeah.
Hinamatsuri. Hinamatsuri. So if you're Japanese, maybe your family has Hina dolls, which we do. So we put those up every year for Joey, my daughter. We used to like make chichirango, which is like a milk mochi, sweet mochi. It's a little bit different from other mochi because it has like the oil content in it. So it's sweet. I mean, we have a lot of Japanese influence here. So it's one of those holidays that probably more people in Hawaii know than they do in California.
Why did they get rid of Boys' Day and made it like People's Day?
Maybe,
What did they
no,
make
it's Children's Day.
So Boys' Day is Children's Day,
Not in my house.
but why?
I don't know. I never do that.
Pigeon gets thick out when she's
But
on the
it's still,
defensive.
it's,
Did you guys do it up for Girls' Day, Ken?
you have 3 Japanese women in
Japanese
your
wife.
house and you forgot Hinamatsuri. And you got a girl kitten? How dare you? No.
Oh! He said he tried to throw a Hail Mary. Aiden said, sounds like an incomplete pass.
People new to Hawaii, what types of beaches should they avoid so they don't die?
Shore break.
Beaches with shore break.
This is the ocean. In Waikiki, the wave pops up way over here, and you see it on the horizon, you see it, and then it starts to break, it starts to fizzle out. This is shore break. Nothing, all the energy is under, and then it's baffling to us how someone can like get off the plane from Wisconsin and be like, oh, but I swim the 100-meter fly or whatever.
Yeah.
And then walk into these waves that literally send people to the level 1 trauma center like daily.
I like watch people
understand it.
go and like while they're walking in, like jump. I'm like, you know how tall you are? Like, you know.
Wave this big, person this
And
big.
they go,
and they're like,
And they jump up like, no, why? Pro tip, if you get yourself into that situation, go underneath.
That's how people in Wyoming feel about tourists, like trying to pet moose and bears.
Or
and
just
stuff.
like me, if I were to have to like drive in the snow, I have no concept of like snow chains and like things that are like normal to those people.
North Shore in the winter.
North Shore in
period.
the winter, period.
You might think, oh, I get my feet wet. It'll suck you out, and,
Yeah.
and then they'll have to send a helicopter to get you.
Yeah, wherever you are, if like the rocks, hope you caught that. If the rocks are wet by the shore,
Well, yeah, good one.
even if there's not wave action happening in that minute, that means that there is at some point, because those rocks are all wet now. So the next set's gonna come, and the water is gonna reach up there. Be very careful about the shoreline and rocky shorelines that are already wet.
And assume rocks are made out of ice. They're
Yeah.
slippery. Just assume the rock is made out of pure ice.
Yeah.
Just don't go by the blowhole.
Please stay away from the blowholes. I know they look cool, but like look at it from the lookout.
People die there.
Yeah, very dangerous. If you're just looking at water, if it's shallow, you can normally see turquoise, you can see to the bottom. If it's really dark in the immediate shoreline, rocks and reef. So maybe not wave dangerous, but definitely gonna cut your feet up.
We grew up going beach in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all sand, yeah? It's like bellows. Like,
Okay.
it's just all sand. And so my dad was teaching me how to bodyboard at Walls
Yeah.
in Waikiki. And so I get in, and it's sand for the first few feet.
Yeah.
And then I kicked the reef, and I was like, what is that? And my dad was like, that's reef. You know, if it's low tide, you're paddling
Yeah.
shallow, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, whether you're fishing or in the ocean, so much more danger.
Yeah.
Where did the knee sections on Mahe's jeans go?
They were in exclusions on the contract.
Yeah, we left them out.
They-
They wrote a special term.
Why do a lot of people have lifted Tacomas?
80s into 90s, Toyota made a name for itself worldwide. I mean, why do they all have Toyota Hiluxes, which are basically Tacomas in the middle of the desert, the Middle East and North Africa and stuff? Because they got this reputation for being bulletproof. You want a car that's gonna last.
Lasts forever. Yeah,
Yeah.
Toyotas just last forever.
So you can make your house payment, right?
Yeah.
Toyota has that stance, right? They have the like low floorboard. So I just bought a new truck. I didn't get a Tacoma because for me, I'd be in there like knees up, but it makes it look really cool. It makes the stance of the truck look cool. You lift it because we're kind of a macho culture, you
Yeah,
know? Even
because-
if you're not going off road. Let's talk Oahu because we already know the outer islands are country. If you get rid of all this lush greenery and the tropical vibe, we're a pretty dense urban place here on this island. Somehow we maintain the small town feel in a
Yeah.
city, right?
Yeah.
And that's something adjacent to like us being quite country and laid back and family oriented. Like a local brother might live in town, went to McKinley, lives in Makiki, and they got the 3-inch lift on the Tacoma with all terrain. Because you can't go to Ala Moana paved beach without a 3-inch lift. You might have to
You
hop
can't.
a curb or something.
What
right?
if you gotta go
You know they're
around?
going to Ala Moana and Waikiki, but they still need a 3-inch lift, you know?
Nah, but maybe they're gonna go Kaena Point one day.
How Hawaii is viewed from people in the mainland? Common misconceptions.
Specifically Oahu, they underestimate how urban and city this island is.
Yeah.
How small the real estate lot sizes are, how little square footage you get for your dollar compared to, you know, St. Louis or even Big Island. 4,000 square foot lot, 1,200 square foot home, and that's very middle class.
When I used to like travel and stuff for sports when we were kids or whatever, and we'd go and we'd like be playing with all the mainland teams, they always thought we were like a little more disconnected than we are here.
Especially pre like internet, iPhone, social media age.
Yeah.
Because even when I first moved here, people would be like, oh, do you guys have cable and internet? Internet was
Or
described
even
as
like,
crochet
what do your
art.
houses look like? Like, not a grass shack. I don't think the grass shack thing is the thing that people think anymore, because now everybody's like, oh, the world's a little bit smaller. We all have internet. We know that Hawaii is not grass shacks. But in my like years in like intermediate, which is, you know, early 2000s, late 1990s, people still were like, oh, how do you guys like get around Toyota Tacomas? Yeah, we paddle. We have little canals. Everybody would ask like, do you dance hula? Do you surf?
I think they assume everyone surfs.
They assume everyone surfs. I think people think more people speak Hawaiian than really is true here.
They think someone is Hawaiian.
They think, yeah.
That's I don't understand why that's a thing.
I don't know.
Like if someone's like, oh, I'm from Puerto Rico. And then someone's like, oh, yeah, my cousin's from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
I don't ever take offense, but we get that a lot. Like, man, I used to hang out with these Samoan guys, man. I love Hawaiians. But the people who have no idea of, you know, what Hawaii is, obviously they're going to focus on the things that make Hawaii, make it different.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not thinking about the family that lives in Mililani that's like an all-out soccer family.
Yeah.
Way more of that than surfer families.
Yeah.
What makes Hawaii is the surfer family. So I think that's just what people focus on. So their whole vision is on the unique aspects of Hawaii.
People also sometimes think that things are easier here. And while I would say that it's a lot more laid back and it maybe is easier to like be appreciative of like having nice weather, it's like easier to get outside and to do the things that are conducive for having a happier life. Being in Hawaii and just existing here doesn't like mean that you are just happy all the time and that you don't have problems. Like people
Could be quite the opposite.
Yeah.
How many local people leave, right? When it's so expensive and you do get so little for your dollar, whether it be for your house, your car, your furniture,
everything, your groceries, your gas.
But the wage disparity is such that we have more of a Colorado to Southern California type of pay rather than a Northern California Bay Area pay, but we have their cost. Life can become very hard. When I envision that local family that's leaving, of course, they're sad, but let's talk about a local family that ends up leaving who isn't sad, who's actually like excited about the adventure. They're thinking, we can have a bigger house. We can enjoy certain things that Hawaii doesn't have, such as like this huge gym that's in a warehouse that Colorado has
Or even
Vegas
like
has.
we can afford to go on vacation because we can rent an RV and drive to another state, and it doesn't, it's not thousands of dollars for us to fly anywhere to do something as a family.
We want to go Disney and we can just take a short trip instead of a plane ride.
Yeah, we don't have to save for years
Yeah.
to go to Disney.
Now, if you're moving here and you're privileged, and you're privileged not the right, you've worked hard, or you are privileged, you just were born with a better financial position, or you are local and you built yourself up to that point, Hawaii is probably the best place, right? Let us know what you thought about this format and if you'd want to see more of this sort of format on the channel.
Yeah. Bizia, shortening Albizia, which if you're local, you might know it as like, can you say haole koa? Haole koa. Like,
That's what it is?
yeah, like haole, like foreign koa.
Oh, and I've heard people say that. I thought they were saying halekoa tree,
No, haole koa.
like warrior house tree.
No.
Wow.
Albizia is an invasive species here, and the wood, when they clear it to avoid waste, these guys are actually using the wood to make like display surfboards. They use it in all of like the details inside of the shop.
Super nice, super cool. The mission is cool. You
Yeah.
can tell from the paper cups, like everything is,
Yeah.
the mission's there.
Yeah, and they have
And
like
I respect it. We got a blueberry matcha. How's
blueberry matcha. It's actually really good.
it? It hits?
Yeah, it hits.
I'll try.
Fine. I got a small though, so
Shigo.
yeah. They sweetened it with like house-made blueberry syrup.
We had a blueberry like reduction puree thing.
Yeah.
So overall, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty major.
Upstairs and downstairs, there's a little outdoor space, which we're using right now. Some seats downstairs, and then another like loft area upstairs where people are working and doing stuff on their computers up there.
The artwork, whoever the artist is, it's amazing. If you're gonna serve nitro coffee, the whole thing about nitro is the nitrogen gas, and and a paper cup doesn't really hit, but they're over here saving the planet, providing an amazing place for us. I'll let it slide 5 stars.